last time we saw an iPhone in a speed test, it didn't just lose to the Galaxy, but it got dominated. So today, the new iPhone 17 Pro Max is looking for revenge, with Apple not just giving it an all-new A19 Pro chip, but this new model features larger cache and more memory than before, with it actually matching the 12 gigabytes of RAM on the Galaxy. On top of that, the iPhone has the new aluminum unibody frame, which Apple says is 20 times more thermally conductive than last year's iPhone, and it's paired with a larger vapor chamber, which together combine to deliver up to 40% better sustained performance. Of course, the Galaxy didn't just win by accident. It has that overclocked version of the Snapdragon 8 Elite, it's got super fast UFS 4.0 storage, and this time it has the benefit of having had several months for software optimizations. Will that be enough for the Galaxy to remain undefeated, or will the iPhone 17 Pro Max put Apple back on top? Let's find out. This speed test is sponsored by Surfshark, which can actually make your phone faster. So if you've ever tried to download a movie on mobile data from a streaming platform, chances are that you've had your carrier throttle your download speeds. But when you turn on a VPN like Surfshark, because everything is encrypted, even your carrier can't see what you're doing, meaning not only do you get privacy and security, but you also get the full speed you're already paying for, which for me has been the difference between being able to download a movie before I board a plane and not. Of course, the main reason I use a VPN is security. When you're on public Wi-Fi, whether at a coffee shop or at a hotel, you don't want to worry about eavesdroppers tracking what you're doing online. And because Surfshark works across unlimited devices, it means your phone, your tablet, and your laptop all stay protected. Plus, with extras like antivirus and webcam protection on your computer, Surfshark is more than just a VPN. It's a full-on privacy suite. You can try it risk-free at surfshark.com/buffdeal and get 4 extra months free with a 30-day money-back guarantee. That's surfshark.com/buffdeal. Alright, we'll kick things off by starting the stopwatches on each phone and then jumping into the first row, where right off the bat, the iPhone takes the lead, being faster in both Facebook and in Starbucks. That's the exact opposite of what we saw last time, so a really good sign early on for Apple. But the Galaxy isn't far behind. And with both phones taking this portrait selfie and then waiting for the photo to finish processing, it cuts it even closer. Here in Snapseed, each phone is editing the same high-resolution photo, where our robots are having the phones apply 2 different filters before exporting, where the Galaxy is just ripping through the task, already moving on to video editing. So not the best performance from the iPhone in that photo app. But we'll really get to see the power of the A19 Pro in this video export, where the iPhone has historically made a large chunk of its comebacks. But at least from what I can tell, that doesn't look like it's going to happen here, with the iPhone exporting this 1-minute video clip roughly 40% slower, allowing the Galaxy to pull a full 2 apps, make that 3 apps ahead of the iPhone midway in this speed test. Now, the good news for the iPhone is generally it seems to do better in the gaming row. But unlike in years past, the Galaxy and that Snapdragon 8 Elite is not losing a step at all. I mean, it is just blazing through these games, so the iPhone has got its work cut out for it. Now, the Galaxy does seem to be doing the iPhone a favor here with it stuttering a bit in forward assault. So if the iPhone can finish up with going balls and load this 3D shooter faster, it can make up significant ground. But even if it does, it still might be too little too late, with the Galaxy already working on the apps in the bottom row and doing so in impressive fashion. The good news for the iPhone though is it was faster in forward assault and it just sped through Spotify. But with the Galaxy finishing up with Amazon, there you have it. It finishes the first lap with an impressive time of 2 minutes and 2 seconds, while the iPhone is finishing up with Disney+. So it's going to be interesting to see how big this delta ends up being here, where the iPhone finishes the first lap 14 seconds later. Now, look, I think it's important to zoom out a bit and acknowledge that both of these phones are incredibly fast. Like, you're not going to notice a huge difference between them unless you test them side by side like this, and we also didn't push their thermal performance since this test starts and ends in just a few minutes. But then again, most people just kind of flip through apps on their phones and occasionally do some photo and video editing, and when it comes to that, you have got to give credit where credit is due, with the winner by a big margin being the still undefeated Galaxy S25 Ultra. Anyways, that is it for me in this video. Thank you for watching, and as always, I'll see you in the very next episode.